Hey, it's Coach M here. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Do you wish that you could help your teenagers set and achieve their goals? Well, today I'm going to show you an amazing tool that you can use with your teen and yourself to help you identify key goals in specific areas of your life and to start creating the true results that you're after. Coming up. Before I show you this amazing tool for setting and achieving goals, we first have to talk about what you'll want to do before you try to have a conversation with your teenager about setting goals. You'll want to use the ITA method before engaging in any conversation with your teen. Whether it's about goal setting, their schoolwork, their friends, pretty much anytime you want to talk with them, you'll want to practice the ITA method. ITA stands for intention, timing, and approach. Intention is about making sure that your intent is very clear and pure before engaging with your teen. What does that mean? It means taking a good long look at why you want to engage with your teen. Is it truly about them or is it about you? You may be wondering, what? Of course it's about them. Everything is about them. Okay, maybe not everything, but it sure feels that way sometimes. If this is your thought, I want you to hear me out for a minute. If I approach my teen about wanting to help them set some goals for themselves, I have to ask myself, do I already have goals in mind that I think they should set for themselves? Let's face it, as parents, we are constantly assessing our kids, worrying if they're not outgoing enough, if they don't have enough friends, if they're overweight or underweight, wondering if they're good enough to make the team, and the list continues and continues and continues. We obsess over them, wanting everything in their lives to be perfect. The problem is, when we parent from this place, we're parenting from a place of fear. And fear clouds our intention. If I were to ask you what your intention is for your teenager, what would be the answer? Almost every single one of us parents would say, I want my teenager to be happy, have a fulfilling life, contribute, and impact the world through their gifts, talents, and passions, right? This is our true intention. The problem is the moment we assume that we know what's going to make our teen happy, assume that we know what a happy and fulfilling life looks for them, or assume that we have any clue just how our teen will impact the world, we lose our intention. It gets buried beneath control, which, as we know, is a form of fear. It no longer is about them anymore, their wishes, their passions, their joy. It becomes about us and our fear. I realize that this concept is a little tough to swallow, but it's only when we let go of our need to control out of fear that our true intention can finally show up again. So, if you find yourself wanting to help your teen with goal setting because you're hoping that they'll work on goals that you think they should, like eating healthier, exercising and losing some weight maybe, taking better care of their skin, bringing their grades up, then you'll want to refocus, recenter, and get back to your true intention. Again, this is about them and what they want, not you and what you want. After you feel like your intention is clear, then you'll want to make sure that the timing is just right before engaging with your teen. As parents, we've all had those moments when we go to talk to our teen and they appear annoyed with just the fact that we want to talk to them. They give us one-word answers or they say, I don't know, to everything. These moments are going to happen, but we want to be aware of our teen's mood so that we don't present an idea to them only to have them shoot it down before we've had time to explain it. Has this happened to you before? We want to always test the timing of a conversation first, meaning check in with your teen periodically, just asking them how they're feeling. And I recommend asking how they're feeling rather than how they're doing. It's a subtle difference in words, but it can elicit quite a different response sometimes. Or ask the question, did anything interesting happen today? Just by asking these questions, you'll get a really good sense of what type of mood they're in by the way they respond to you. Pay attention to their verbal and nonverbal clues. Typically, when teens want to engage with you, they may come into the room where you are. They might not say anything, but will just linger there for a little bit. They may ask you a question, or they may even try to start an argument with you. Believe it or not, they are craving connection when they do that. They want you to see them, hear them, and value them. In this instance, it wouldn't be a good time to bring up goal setting, obviously. They need true heart-to-heart connection first, but once you're able to connect with them, then you could bring up goal setting. Also, a lot of teenagers love to connect with us parents late at night. right before they go to sleep. This could be a great time to start a conversation around goal setting to see what their thoughts are about any goals that they'd like to set for themselves. So always test the timing and only engage when your teen seems receptive and you both have connected first. Then after you know the timing is right, you'll want to make sure that you have the right approach. When communicating with your teen, your approach and timing is everything. I always say that as parents, we are in a constant dance with timing and approach when it comes to our teenagers. If we have the right timing, but our approach is wrong, our teen won't hear anything that we say. And same goes for having the right approach, but the wrong timing. And having the right approach is truly an art. It takes lots of practice. It's centered on intuitive listening. If you want more direct information on intuitive listening, check out the video here and it's linked in the description down below. In that video, I go into more depth about it and how to start practicing it. So when you start the conversation with your teen about goal setting, make sure your approach is intuitive and you're asking the right empowering questions. If you need help with knowing what empowering questions look like, check out the video here and it's linked in the description down below as well. Practicing the ITA method will help you address goal setting with your teen from a better place, a more centered place. Okay, now I can show you the amazing goal setting tool. Again, I highly recommend using it with yourself first before presenting it to your teen. This tool is called the Life Wheel Assessment. It's a famous one a lot of us coaches use with our clients, and it's very effective in helping to identify areas in your life that are out of balance, and then creating goals in those specific areas to start feeling more balanced all the way around. Again, I want to encourage you to do this first, then introduce your teen to it. I've linked a copy of it in the description down below so that you can print one out for yourself and for your teen. In using this tool, you'll first review the 8 spokes of the wheel, the categories: money, friends, health, family, fun, school/work, romance, and personal growth. You can always add more spokes to your wheel if you want to. So take a look at each spoke on the wheel and think about what an amazing life would look like in that category. Now, imagine the center of the wheel is 0 and the outer edge is 10. Choose a value between 1, which is very dissatisfied, and 10, which is fully satisfied, for each category. Try not to think too much about it. Use the first number between 1 and 10 that pops into your mind, not the number you think it should be. Then you'll draw a line across each spoke of the wheel that represents your satisfaction score for each area, and write the score next to each titled area. Here's an example. After scoring the wheel, you'll ask yourself these questions. When looking at your wheel of life, is there anything surprising to you? How do you feel about your life as you look at your wheel? Which of these categories would you most like to improve? What would make that category a number 10? Have you ever been higher than the number you recorded in that area? If so, what was different when you were higher on the scale? What was actually happening in your life when you were higher up on the scale? Have you ever been lower on the scale than the number you recorded? If so, what did you do to move up the scale? What do you think is currently holding you back from having a score of 10 in that area? What help and support might you need from others to get through what's holding you back? What is one small change you're willing to commit to doing today that will get you 1 number higher on the scale? How could you make space for this small change in your life? When will you do it, and how often? And when will you know it's time to add another small change towards your goal? Once you've completed this, you'll follow the ITA method. Then let your teen know that you came across a pretty cool tool to help you really see where your life was unbalanced and how to start feeling better in certain areas of your life. At this point, you'll want to pay attention to see if your teen asks you any questions about it. Basically, you're looking for any interest at all from your teen. Sometimes it helps to be vulnerable here with your teen, letting them know one of the areas where you scored pretty low and why. Of course, you'll want to be careful not to give them too much information that makes them worry about you or feel bad for you. Obviously, you don't want to burden them with your problems, but you do want to be vulnerable here. So saying something like, "This tool really helped me see that my work isn't very fulfilling. I'm grateful for my job, but don't really feel like it's as meaningful as it could be. I scored a 5 in that area. But after I answered the questions in the tool, I decided I'm going to start writing. I love writing. It's always made me feel really good inside. And who knows, I may want to write a book someday, or start a blog, or even write for other people. Anyway, it's a cool tool to help someone to see their life a little clearer and make small changes towards their goals. So let me know if you want to try it out. I have an extra copy. And that's all you say. If your teen doesn't want the extra copy you have for them or tells you no thank you, you simply honor your teen by saying, sounds good. If you change your mind and want it later, it'll be on the kitchen counter for you. Then you walk away and you don't bring it up again. Here's the key. Start making that small change for yourself based on your life wheel. As you start to feel better in that area of your life and talk to your teen about it, they'll start to see the benefits. Plus, you'll want to tell them all the benefits as well, especially how you've just started making one small change and you feel so much better about that area in your life. By doing this, you're not forcing your agenda on your teen, telling them how they need to set goals for themselves and persuading them to set goals in areas that you think they should. Instead, you're truly honoring them in their decision. And your vulnerability has the power to influence them like nothing else can. When we show up with our teen in a vulnerable state, sincerity, authenticity, they see us a little more clearly. They become more willing to let their guard down and be vulnerable with us. And they have a tendency to listen to us more and want to listen to us more. This is where the magic is in our relationship with our teen. It's in these beautiful moments when our influence is the greatest, because we're showing our teen who we really are. And trust me, they feel it, they see it, and they respect it more than anything else. So we have to remember, helping our teen with goal setting has to be about them, not us. A great example of this is, let's say that your teenager decides to set a goal for leveling up in his favorite video game. You have to honor that this is his goal. It probably is not the goal that you would have chosen for him, but this is where you'll need to let go of your control and honor his decision. By honoring it, I mean not criticizing it, not passing judgment about it, not making him feel like you don't care about what's important to him. Clearly, the two of you can talk about appropriate boundaries around when he'll work on his goal and when he won't, but you'll be a guiding support for your teen in whatever goal that they choose to work on for themselves. The only way to truly help your teen set and achieve goals for themselves is by parenting from our true intention. This is the hardest part of the process, because it requires us to let go of our need to control from a place of fear. I guarantee you, if you can master this part, your world will split wide open and everything will completely shift, especially the relationship you have with your teen. If you're wanting more one-on-one help with this, just send me an email. I have some fantastic tools and strategies that I can send your way. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like it, where I give you the tools to help you navigate the teen years, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click on the bell icon to get notified when I upload a new video. And I do upload videos weekly. Remember, the fact that you're seeking information to help you parent your teen in a better way proves that you are already an incredible parent. I hope that you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in the next video.